Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Nyasha, and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Don't piss me off. You man, I didn't think that there would be a clamoring for the gunshot, but the gunshots are back in effect. Don't piss me off. M16, Home magazine. But look, joining me as ever is my co-host, co-founder, booked and busy. Too busy for me, clearly, but she's here. Nevertheless,
I'm Do Not Disturb for about a week.
Well. But look, thank you for joining us. As ever, it is the one, the only Thandie Sabanda.
I'm so happy to have sounds back.
No, I'm so sorry that I didn't have the correct applause. It always feels like a bit like, I don't know how other podcasts do it when they're like, we've got this guest, it's this person, and then it's just like...
No, it's just a person clapping, innit?
Just a person clapping, and it's just like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
That's not good.
Well, look, that's not good. Well, look, thank you for watching. Thank you for all of our listeners. If you're watching on Spotify, leave us a 5-star rating. If you're on Apple, leave us a review. Thank you for the YouTubers. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're on an ad-free stream, we have that in video and audio form over on our Patreon. Thank you to all the supporters as well. We appreciate you so much.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. Thandie, we've had the Singapore Grand Prix. You know what? I'm going to start with a rant. I'm sorry. I'm going to start with a rant. I'm going to start. You know me. You know me, Thandie.
I know you.
I love F1. I love F1.
Does love F1.
I love me some F1. And you know me, I'm a fucking neat. I'll watch practice 1, practice 2, practice 3, qualify.
If you go to Nyasha's house, he has F1 TV playing constantly. Like, constantly. You know, like religious families who are like, no TV, just play Hillsong all day. No, like, no offense if that's you. That is Nyasha, like, constantly churning it out.
I just love it. I want it all. I'll watch pre-race, post-race. I will consume 9 hours plus of F1 content a weekend. Let me tell you now, Singapore Grand Prix weekend, I'm done with F1 races, which you cannot overtake at, and I'm tired of having people lie to my face about something about to be exciting, going to be exciting. It's not exciting. And I'm like, I think there are 24 races on the calendar. I think there's like 5 or 6 races, maybe 7. I think there's less than a third of the races where you could literally say to me, I know that this is going to be a banger before the weekend. And this weekend, I deliberately did not watch practice, did not watch. I watched qualifying. I did not watch practice. I didn't watch any build-up because I didn't want to have someone lying to me about how, oh my God, this is going to be so exciting, knowing it was going to be a procession. But obviously, Singapore, beautiful garments.
Gorgeous garments, always.
Always. Oh, what a lovely, the original night race.
A lovely, like, environment, would say.
Right?
It's a pretty one, but it's a snooze fest, isn't it?
It's an absolute snooze fest. And I think, I don't know what's going to look. I don't know if the director is, the F1 director, I don't know if they're a listener of the show. Okay? But do you remember, obviously, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the selection of leche on show via the driver's girlfriend.
I do feel like we talk about that quite often. We always do give accolade to the best leche yogurts, the milks that
we see, right? And I feel like
cottage cheeses.
Oh my God!
Cottage cheeses.
You know, the mozzarella.
Fettuccine.
But
and all Beyonces and Lucy Lou's.
Get on the floor, you know what to do. But I'm just saying, the directors of F1, I don't need to see a driver's girlfriend after every little thing this driver does, bro. Like, it's actually, I know you're trying to make Nashi happy, bro. I understand. And look, every now and then it's nice to see. But after every we're missing action on track.
The camera loves you. Like, bro, like, I even feel sorry for the girls. I don't even think they're enjoying it anymore. Like, it was cool because you have to mark your territory. As a woman, you've got a man in a high place. You need to mark your territory. Like, I am that girl, right? But it's now like constantly snooze fest. We're not getting an overtake. Let's switch to one of the girls. Let's switch to one of the girls.
And they just stood there like stone-faced, like.
And you know what? This is not even to be offensive, guys. And this is just reiterating on what we said last week. These girls almost look alike. At this point, I don't know who Alex Albon's girlfriend is. I don't know
Whoa. I mean, just before. Alex Albon's girlfriend is actually... she's Asian, so...
Oh, yes, she is.
So that one...
She is.
That one's different. That one's different.
That one is different.
That one is different. But...
And do you know what? Like, I had this conversation with Asaf last week, actually. He got in my DMs and he was like, Thandie, I totally agree with what you're saying. And he made a fair point where he was like, the older wives, they all look different. You can differentiate them.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the white girls, not the white girls, all very beautiful women. All very beautiful women.
Gorgeous. I just want to say right now, gorgeous.
Respectfully. However, it's very clear the gals are in the group chat saying we're all going to wear the same thing. We're all going to put the same makeup on. They're all getting ready together.
Bro, it's mad. It's mad. Like,
that's the last thing I'm going to say.
They all look so similar. And look, that's fine. I just don't need to see them every time. Bro, respectfully, ain't no one trying to see Liam Lawson's girlfriend, bro. Like, I don't need that information in my mind. I seen more of Lawson's girlfriend than I did of Lewis Hamilton for most of the weekend until his brakes went bust. And then all of a sudden he's on screen. I don't even think I saw most of that. So guys, please, like, I just like F1 directors. I get it. You wanna appeal to an audience, and look, there's that weird section of stans who start making fan pages. I'm sure Liam Lawson's girlfriend now, she's got 1 million stan pages.
She probably does, yeah. She probably has there's probably a Liam. What's her name?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't
Liam
know.
And people make fan pages.
I don't know who these women's name are. I'm not looking. I don't care. I don't care who these girls' girlfriends are. Anyway, I want to say that. Anyway, other than that, we saw George Russell go to victory. Look, before we get into George Russell, who continues to impress, podium last weekend and this weekend a victory. Papaya Rules, your guys down in McLaren.
Constructors champions.
Let's give some round of applause to McLaren. They finally done it. You know, it was on the cards for a while, but at least it's done now. I guess let's get into that first corner incident. So, Lando Norris starts 2 places behind Oscar. I think Oscar's in 3rd. Lando makes a good start. He jumps Antonelli. He's able to go up the inside of Oscar Piastri, and he kind of nudges Max Verstappen, and that then sends him into Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri obviously then has to give up the place. Probably the first time we've seen Oscar Piastri very upset about what he thought were papaya rules, which is don't hit each other, essentially. They've hit each other, he's lost a place, he's very angry, he's not been able to get that place back. What are your thoughts on, I guess just, I've got my own thoughts, but I guess what are your thoughts on that whole incident. And I guess, does Oscar have a right to feel aggrieved about what happened, or is it just like a heat of the moment thing, or is there more to the theory that maybe are things being engineered in McLaren for the Golden Boy? I don't know. You tell me.
The constructors champions are constructing their people, isn't it? That's how I feel. Right? Does Oscar have a right to be upset? Yes. Is it a little bit too late? 1,000%. Sorry. You could have made noise so long ago, but you haven't made any noise at all. So now it's a bit too late. Like, you should have, like, if he was consistently throughout this whole time where he's had to give places back, or when Lando's done a madness and he's made some noise instead of just kind of giving us this PR smile and this PR, this is how it goes type vibe, maybe then we'll get it. But you've been cool with it this whole time, so we can't back you. Like, when you're asking, like, you've been getting jumped and we've been jumping in, you'd be like, no, guys, I love him.
I got it.
I got it, guys. No, but guys, I love him.
You don't understand him like I do.
You guys don't get him like I do. You guys don't know what's going on in our house. So now I don't want to get involved, right?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen that scene on Family Guy where it's like Horton hears a domestic disturbance, and doesn't say anything? Have you ever seen that scene?
I've not, but this is
Go watch that scene.
I'll go watch that scene now.
Respectfully.
Go
watch that scene.
Respectfully.
I didn't do it. Seth did it, okay?
Yeah.
But that is it. Like, that one friend who you look at her location and she's back with him even though she was ranting about him last night. I can't do anything about it, babe, because you love him. Like, so at this point, to start making noise and start getting angry, I totally get it. Like, you don't want to hear what's his name in your ear. Like, I'm going to say what's his name because that's CBA, right? Zach Brown. So at this point, it's a bit too late. How many races have we got left? Now you've woken up to the corruption. Now you've woken up to the injustices.
Yeah.
Stop giving the places back. Stop giving them back.
I think Lewis Hamilton was asked if he had any advice for Oscar Piastri, and his advice was stop giving the places back. No more giving places back. And I think, obviously, I think they said it to Oscar, and Oscar said, well, he's been in that position many a time, so I think I'd start taking his advice. I think,
start taking it now. Like, brother, like, do you not go on the internet after the race? Like, do you not check Twitter? Like, this whole year is what we've been... Do you not listen to the Quick Stop F1 podcast? Come on.
Clearly not. Huh?
Clearly not.
Piss me off. Like, I think for me, how do I say this? Yeah, I think you're right in that it's a little, in the words of Jojo, it's just too little too late, little too wrong, and I can't wait. Like,
you know all the right things to say.
Zach Brown. Like, and I think, like, at the end of the day, this wasn't the thing to crash out over. I get that you're crashing out, and I get that this is probably the culmination of what I think since Silverstone to now, there's been some things that has happened to you or been done to you which you don't agree with, starting with the penalty in Silverstone, which was maybe a little bit unfair, but, it is what it is, to the Monza situation, to what's, to the toe, and to the, to the swap positions, to what's happening now. And I just think the Monza situation was the time to kick off for me. Like, that was the time where, no, at the end of the day, I'm in front. You fucked up his pit stop. You pit me first. We're in a championship fight. We can deal with all of that shit later. I'm not giving up this place. If he's quicker than me, then he can overtake me. they didn't. He gave the place back, and I think now also Lando clonked into him in Canada. Luckily, it was Lando that that got done over. But whenever Oscar's trying to defend hard, they're always on the phone to him. Hello, papaya rules. Don't forget papaya rules. But with Lando's able to actually make contact with him and keep the place. I look at this, I'll have to edit out that fucking. Is that the police? No matter where you live, for those who can't hear, a police siren just completely derailed.
It was an ambulance.
Not a police. Oh God, of course, always
police.
So yeah, I just think this wasn't the time for Oscar to pop off. It was a turn one incident. He squeezed Lando a little bit, and then Lando, unfortunately, he did his thing, and he got ahead. We're 22. I think there's 22 points between them now. All the talk is always about Lando bottling it, and in all honesty, I don't see a situation. It's not as if Lando is storming to the to getting this gap down. McLaren haven't won the last 3 races now.
3 races.
And Lando has slowly but surely, even though he's not won, he's managed to cut the gap from 36 points to 22. There's 6 races left. At this rate, I think he does. Well, sorry, 14. He does. At this rate, he does win the title if he carries on cutting the gap at this rate. But I guess, are we looking at a young Oscar Piastri who is maybe feeling a title slip away from him? Is this Iceman persona that we all thought was there, is that starting to crack a little bit? Or is this? I guess I don't know. Or do you think he'll have enough?
I actually don't know. And for once, I'm actually just perplexed. Like, I'm actually just so quiet about, I don't know. Let's look back on the start of this season.
Yeah.
Season begins. Thandie says Lando Norris is winning the championship, right?
Yeah, no, we both did. Yeah, we both did.
We get to about Easter time, and we're soon very much disappointed by Lando's antics. Lando keeps giving Max way. Lando keeps bottling it. We get to about summertime, right? We get to about summertime, and we're like, oh, okay. Oscar Piastri is actually got his elbows out. He's showing his potential. He's not a generational driver, but he's showing his potential.
Yeah.
And then now we get to the fight for the championship, and I feel like McLaren then comes in, begins to orchestrate races like Mozart.
I'm fucking. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now I don't know where the beat and the rhythm is going. Could go into some deep dubstep. Or we could just go into some classic hip hop,
Or we could have dancehall. You see it? Huh?
You get? This one is actually very hard. This one is actually very hard to predict. I do definitely feel. It just now all depends on certain things. If Lando continues his winning streak, or his bite streak per se.
Yeah.
If he turns into the XL bully that he can be.
Yeah.
If Oscar Piastri grows some balls and starts taking charge of his race and his race career.
Yeah.
And if McLaren allows them both to just have it off, right? Because we could be talking about it, but they might have already orchestrated who they think and want to win this year's championship. And I think if it was down on paper, they would want Lando to win.
I think, look,
right?
if you look at any race weekend, look at all of the McLaren promotional material. Who is it that is fronting that promotional material? It's Lando Norris. You hardly see Oscar Piastri in any. I'm sure in Australia, maybe, and maybe that's
Yeah.
why we're in the UK, right?
Has anyone
But
got Has anyone got Uber Eats? Anyone been getting Lando Norris notifications?
what? There's
I've been
Lando Norris.
getting promotional
Wow.
emails from Uber Eats
Wow.
saying, "Find Lando's helmet. Where's Lando today?"
Oh,
Constantly.
really? Wow.
I like.
So I think
Leave me
that's it,
alone, Uber
right?
Eats.
You know, there's Lando advertising fucking crypto stuff through McLaren. There's Lando advertising like workday stuff. There's Lando advertising like he's all over the shop. So I think if, like you said, if they and Lando is, you know, from a marketing point of view, most definitely the driver. If there was credence to the belief that they wanted a certain driver to win, you could understand that. And look, and again, I'm not a massive conspiracy theorist fan. I don't, you know. I don't think they're deliberately manufacturing. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting the awful pit stops that Oscar Piastri seems to have as well. You know what's going on there. But then you know what I found a little bit crass. I found a bit crass. In the same way I found Mercedes when, you know, they're jumping into the pool and they're partying after Abu Dhabi 21. I found the McLaren podium with everyone from the team on the podium spraying champagne, but Oscar Piastri not there. I think that as a team.
So what did you want them to do then? Did you want them to just? I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? What did you want them to do? Oscar goes off, sulks off. Oscar, do you want a bit of champagne? No, I'm good. No, walks off. Guys, we can't party.
I don't think Oscar said no.
Oscar,
So you're saying I don't think Oscar said no.
Do you think Oscar didn't? They just didn't include him in the pictures.
I think
if you've got a face on you, you're not going in any pictures. You
know what? Go off. It's fine.
Go on. You're not going in any of the pictures.
Off you trot. Take your little sourpuss face with you. I mean,
yeah, look at me like that. You go over there.
Don't you disrespect the papaya rules? Like, you know what? Actually, look, I think it's either way, right? I think if Oscar has said no, then I think that's a very telling thing. And to have a podium with the only driver there being Lando being a very telling thing. I think if they've said, oh, you know, we can't wait for Oscar because Oscar's got media duties. You don't think you can yank Oscar from media duties to come and do something which has clearly been prearranged? They've got the graphics up. It's not like they just snuck on the podium.
No. Maybe Oscar tried to get in, like, hey guys, can I have a bit? They were like, no, you're on media duties, like. That's it. Like, toilets today.
Just in front of the media. Why is someone calling me? So yeah, no, like I think it's one of those where I just think it's one of those where I don't know, it just looks weird, but it feeds into this narrative. And I think as a team who was so like, and then the picture they post of Oscar is like him and 5 other people on their site, on their Twitter. I think it feeds into the narrative that Lando is the favourite. And I think if they're going to control or try to control things, then I think that, you know, they did a poor job of it with that. But that's just me. Am I being too extra?
Excellente job if that's what they are doing. Fair enough. Like, if it's really excellent job doing it, guys. But I don't really feel too sorry for Oscar. I'd have felt sorry
Yeah.
for him if he had started this whole palaver of sticking up for himself a bit later on, but now it's too late. You're too far gone. You're Mufasa on the cliff and you're too far gone. I can't reach you, bro.
Brother, help me.
I can't reach you.
Done. Sorry. No, that makes sense. And I think at the end of the day, let's see how this championship goes. Look, Max Verstappen still could win this title for all we know. Let's say there's a bigger coming together between the two McLarens, and then Max Verstappen wins the race. Then I think he'll be closer to Lando Norris than Lando Norris is to Oscar Piastri. So it really could change on a sixpence in the next 6 races, of which what is next? Look, Cota's next, and finally, after I would say, like, how many dud Grand Prix have we had recently? Finally, some real fucking food. We're going to a proper track where overtaking should be quite easy to do. Always a good race at Cota. So hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we'll see a good race, and hopefully we'll see.
I'm predicting a Lando win though. Cota.
You're predicting a Lando. You're going for it. Lando win at Cota.
I am.
Yeah. What makes you say that?
I feel like when Lando gets a chip on his shoulder, he takes a mile.
Okay.
That makes sense. Put a chip on his shoulder and he takes a mile.
It takes a mile. You really mixed two like popular phrases there. Someone having their chip on their shoulder, and if you giving someone an inch and it takes a mile.
Take a mile.
So yeah.
Needle in a haystack.
He's got a chip in a haystack.
There you go. Put that chip in the haystack.
And smoke it.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God. Okay, good. Well, look, Lando Norris win. Look, he's won big races this year. He's won Monaco. He's won Silverstone. There's no reason to believe why he couldn't if the McLaren is the fastest car. And I think it'll be good to see, we've had a lot of weird circuits. We've gone, Zandvoort, Italy, Azerbaijan, and now Singapore, all very distinct circuits with very either they're very tight and curvy, with hard to overtake, long straights where you need certain downforce levels, or just a street circuit like Singapore, which is pretty much like Monaco. So it'll be interesting over like a normal circuit. What will happen? Let's see. One person who may do very well is one George Russell. Congratulations to George Russell. George. George Russell does not have a contract. I think you pointed that out on your Twitter. That this guy doesn't have a contract for next year. Can you believe it? I think it's gonna get done anyway. But I think
it's going to get done. But I think it's definitely going to get done. But I think there's a level of disrespect when a man's been doing so well to not just claim him. It's a little. They're gonna definitely do it like very last minute, which is very Mercedes anyway. Yeah. But I just think since he's been doing so well throughout the season, why not have just claimed him in the summer? Like, this is how they lose people, because people start sneaking in and saying like, yo, I'm seeing what's happening to you. Let me take you away. Let me give you this amount. Let me make you this first driver of my team. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, although I know he's going to get a seat, even though a lot of people on Twitter don't want to agree with that, I think it's quite disrespectful. I think it's because if you think about it, George is such a good act, such a good sport. There's so many things to like about George. I'll be very honest, right? When George was with Lewis, he wasn't, sometimes when you're in it, it's hard to kind of enjoy it, right? I will put my hands up and say I wasn't the biggest fan of George when he had the synergy with Lewis Hamilton, right? But there's so many things to like about him. he stands up to Max.
Yeah.
He is just a great act. He always sneaks in where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things to like about him. So I just think it's very disrespectful, but I know he's going to get the seat anyway. So.
Yeah. Look, and I think at the end.
And he was the first. If anyone remembers George's tweets from that unlikely evening, which we won't talk about, he was the one person who was screaming and shouting.
This is unacceptable.
Yeah, man. Capital letters. He was going crazy.
So I think he hadn't even taken his helmet off.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no. He look. Let's just have an honest conversation about George Russell. I think I'm just going to say what I want to say about George Russell right now, and if people don't like it, then fine. I think people wanted a lapdog instead of a teammate last year, or the last 3 years, right? And it's very rare in F1 that, or it should not rare, but it's very rare in F1 that one teammate is dominant over the other to the point where, on merit, they deserve, to have the leadership role, or and to have all the team orders and all the setup and so forth. What was very clear, obviously, at Mercedes, once Lewis decided he was leaving, they were, of course, going to favour George. And George was not going to shy away from that. And also, George is not going to say, I'm only in front of Lewis because he's doing the experiments. Because that fucks up George's bag. That fucks up his career. These guys are fucking sports people. They are not servants of Team LH. They're not servants of Cult LH. Like, they are there to further their own careers and make money for their families and themselves. I understand. He done some snaky shit. At the end of the day, good. I would want him to do some snaky shit.
I mean, Nyasha.
No.
Nyasha.
Look, I'm not saying good.
We reload the episodes and the tweets.
I was pissed off because it fucked my driver over.
Right.
But that doesn't mean...
Don't make it out like it was an us versus you and you stood there and watched.
No, but what I'm saying...
Right.
I was there in the trenches with you, right? In fact, I actually defended George once and I got absolutely ruined for it. And in fact, I've always defended George to the point where people have called me a snake. Okay? So, like, I don't know what else to say. All I'm going to say is...
Woody. People call him Woody. People call him a cunt. That's terrible. Why don't you love it like that?
People leaving snake emojis under the comments. like, all I'm going to say is I understand why people don't like George, but it's very much like Lewis Hamilton centered. And for me, yes, he might have been duplicitous in like a lot of weird shit that's going on. But for me, out of all of the cunts on that grid, what George did in Mercedes is quite mild compared to some of the stuff I've seen other protagonists of Lewis Hamilton do. And I think it was all in the name of self-preservation. And I'm not mad at that compared to the stuff I'm mad at that Alonso done or Max has done. You know, I think he's always been respectful towards Lewis, something Lando Norris can't say. I think we had years since we started this podcast of Lando Norris saying weird fucking shit about Lewis Hamilton. So for me, I see George doing what he's doing now. I'm actually really happy for him because this is a guy who, at the end of the day, he's fucking harmless, guys. He says yabba dabba do when he wins.
Harmless.
Maybe
he's actually he's just he's like what do they used to call Princess Diana? An English rose.
English rose, people's princess. I mean, let's not.
People. He's not the people's princess. I just said English rose. You brought in the princess.
Well, I'm just saying.
English rose. Like, he's just a happy chappy. he was probably one of them ones who had a little black screen during Instagram because he loves his black brothers and his idol, Lewis Hamilton.
He was reading Why I Don't Talk to White People About Racism.
You know,
like, you know what? He read that back to front.
He wants to know how he can be an ally. Like, I don't think George is the criminal that you lot think he is. The person who's the criminal.
Oh, we'll get on to that bastardo in a second. Okay. Oh, fucking.
We'll get on to that bastardo in a second.
We're on to that hombre very soon. Don't worry. Okay. All right. But I just think, guys, like, I'm happy for because at the end of the day, think of all the world titles that are going to happen next year when Ferrari eventually flop, right? And I want to warn you now, expect nothing from Ferrari next year.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've come to talk with you again. So I just think, like, honestly, like, I think, for me, I just think it's very important to realise that a George Russell world title next year is very, very likely if Mercedes do have the best car. And I would rather a George Russell title than a Lando Norris title, than a Max Verstappen title.
Another one.
Right? Like, and I want someone, if they are going against Verstappen, that isn't scared to fucking shove him.
Who actually doesn't like him. Who actually has some ground gritty, hardcore beef with him. Someone who's actually willing to fucking headbutt him off and on the track.
Bro.
Because he is.
He is. So for me, I think you can't look. The tape is there with George this season. I don't think you can like deny now that he is. You know, no matter what we might have thought and said about, and of course, I don't think we were wrong. I definitely think there was some shenanigans going on last year in Mercedes, but obviously they're going to do that because they had to prop up George the same way they had to prop up Antonelli, and you know, look what's happening there. So I just think, I think. Looking at what he's doing this season and look what he did last week, this weekend, I just think well done to George on another race win. And I'll be honest, bruv, I'll take George Russell over Charles Leclerc any day. I'll say it. I'll say that. Personally. She ain't want it. You don't want it. You don't want that.
My head hurts.
Let's talk about Ferrari. Let's talk about Ferrari. Mamma mia!
So, okay. So, because from my almost year of being part of the Tifosi, I have tried to kind of understand the divisions, the language, the algorithm of being part of the Tifosi, right?
Yeah.
I think from what I've analysed, and don't fight me on this because I know you girls like to tussle, is that the Tifosi have basically got used to mediocrity, basically. To always finishing after a lot of other basic races. Like they're used to mediocrity. I'm sorry, fight me if you want to. You guys are used to something that isn't always great, right? Whereas with us, kind of reiterating on what I said the other day, we've been eating first class, Emirates, upstairs, getting the shower, getting the bath towels to refresh us during the flight, right? And then now we've gone to Air Zimbabwe written boarding passes, you know? Which is actually
big up Air Zimbabwe, you know. Look,
which is actually a real thing as of this week.
I saw that. Solidarity to my brothers and sisters working at Air
Solidarity.
Good luck.
Anyway, so I think where the tension is, and don't fight me on this, right? I wasn't even trying to insult anyone when I said that, by the way. You guys are used to mid stuff, right? We just aren't used to that, right? And so we've had to meet each other in the sense that you guys are like, we told you so, and whatever happens here, we've been in the race for our thing for the longest, so your guy just can't come in. And it's like, okay, cool, but we're all in this together. Like, we're fighting for mid shit together, right? And I just don't understand why there's such tension between us when we're both in the shitter. Like, none of us are better than each other right now. Like, both our drivers are fighting against absolute shit pit stop, absolute shit regulations, absolute shit shows, and we're just beefing each other. Like, it doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make it any better. Like, I'm really struggling to understand our fan base right now.
It's weird. I'm done. I know what, yeah? I'm actually done sugarcoating how I feel about this shit. Because when I try and be diplomatic, that goes fucked. When I try and say other things, that gets fucked. I don't care anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's some weird shit that is from a very, like, whatever that section of the Ferrari fan base, I think, who put Charles Leclerc above the team of Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
And they are a very vocal, I would hope, minority, because I know that there are people from Team LH in Italy mingling, discussing Ferrari, having fun. Lewis is adored in Italy. I've been to Italy. I've spoken to Italians about Lewis Hamilton. Don't piss me off about this rhetoric that you try and push online about how Lewis, and no matter what he does, it's an issue. So at the beginning of the season, Lewis Hamilton starts saying, this is fucked. I've given him a dossier. 3 fucking books have been set out to marketing, to the operational side, and to the engineering side. These are the things that I've seen at championship winning teams that have won more than you in the last 20 years. I've fucking seen that shit. I'm bringing it here. It needs improving. He's doing too much. They're saying he's doing too much. This week, Charles Leclerc says the car is undrivable. It's rubbish. Lewis Hamilton comes out and says, you know what? I see what the guys are doing. They need to do, we're pushing. I can see them pushing behind the scenes. What do they say? Lewis Hamilton doesn't have the balls to go up against the team. And when you see people do that, and we've seen people do that with Lewis Hamilton from the beginning of time, where it doesn't matter what he says, it doesn't matter what he does, they are going to criticize it anyway. And then when you see people do that, you have to ask, what is the reason for them doing that? What is the reason that this person, for some reason, is treated differently to another person? And I'm done. It is a weirdo portion of the fan base that are trying to ostracize Team LH, that are trying to other Team LH, that are trying to belittle and make us seem as if we're the... they're trying to make us seem like we're the fucking poor cousins coming round. We have to sleep in the fucking cellar. You're not going to give us any... You're going to fucking Swedish hospitality us. Not even going to feed us. I'm pissed off.
Even like, you have to bring your own pillow and blanket.
Bring your own pillow. Bring your own blanket. Don't even fucking make you tea in the morning. I'm done. I'm sweating. This car is awful. This team is awful. This could not be going any worse right now than it is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that right now. Compared to what was going on in January, it cannot be any worse. And this infighting that people are trying to do with Team LH over bullshit, over 6th and 7th, over fucking... We would have finished ahead this weekend. What's happened? The brakes have gone on both cars. They're having to do lift and coast on both cars before lap 10. This car is so bad. And if you think that... Well, let me tell you now, as a Mercedes fan, if you think, the car is so bad now because they're concentrating on next year, let me tell you now, that car next year, that car next year is going to be fucking... Don't fall for it. That car next year is going to be shy too. And they are wasting Lewis Hamilton's final years because the organisation has been incompetent for years. And Seb couldn't change it. Fernando couldn't change it. Fucking Schumacher took 5 years to change that shit. Lewis is going to struggle to change it. Charles Leclerc, Bambino of Ferrari, cannot change it. I'm done sugarcoating it. It's a piss take. After you, Thandie.
You've learned a lot of Italian words. No, I agree. I just don't have the energy to shout anymore. Out of all the fan bases that we've dealt with, the
Weirdest.
Bottas, really, yeah,
Weirdest
strange.
one.
And it's not weird as in like how they offend you. It's just weird in what their narratives and what their end goals are. Like, it doesn't seem to be aligned with anything that makes sense. If I'm still trying to understand you guys. I struggle to understand you guys, but comme ci, comme ça.
Comme ci, comme ça, you know, like, which is French. But yes, like...
Rome wasn't built in a day.
But yes, look. Look. Head-to-head between drivers doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like, guys, you know what happened? You know what happened with George at Mercedes? George, over 2 seasons to 1, beat Lewis Hamilton. Fine. Do you know what we count at Team LH? Do you know what we fucking remember? We count championships. We count wins.
What do you
Pole
think
positions.
of all
We
this?
don't even count podiums. I've lost track of how many podiums. Like, third doesn't even move me. It only moves me now because I'm starved. But podiums didn't even move me before. I don't understand what this team want. What do you want? And I just like, they're always going to be like this. And that is a problem. I think the Leclerc fans, I don't think Leclerc fans even watch other sports. Because I don't even know some of the logic that goes on in their heads around certain things. I don't even make fucking sense. 2, I think, and I'm being genuine here, I think because like all they know is Ferrari, right? They've not seen their driver drive for any other team. They've had no experience other than Ferrari. So I think they're almost indoctrinated into this like way of working or into this myth of Ferrari.
Which almost makes me feel sorry, not sorry for them, but gives me some understanding of them.
Yeah.
That is a very valid point in itself. If you've never seen your driver in any other team, you've never seen your driver in any other establishment where they're respected in a different way or put in a different position or anything else, it's almost like, you're right, it runs in your veins. Like it's hereditary. It's like DNA. Yeah. It's something that you can't even change. Like you've 100%. Not even... sorry to anyone who this might offend, but if you've been in a relationship since you were 16 and now you're 30, you don't know any different. Like you don't know any other, respectfully, you don't know any other dick. You haven't had your hoe phase. Like you just know that one person, right? And that's beautiful. That's very Taylor Swift.
And that's how God would have wanted it.
That's word to Roscoe and Coco and them.
Oh my God. Oh,
right.
God.
Word to them, right? However, but it's very Taylor Swift. It's very vanilla.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I paused it.
Okay. It's very vanilla. Like, it doesn't have any bump and rhythm to it. And we've come in, and like I said, we've been eating pasta and lobster on the plane, getting hot towels.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And it's just like, I find it remarkable. The thing with Leclerc and Hamilton, this fan war thing that's going on, and look, I don't doubt that there are elements of Team LH, Co-LH, who may go over the line in certain things.
Yeah,
We're
1,000%. I've seen it happen
past
so
that.
many
Yeah,
times.
we'll
Yeah.
see. You know, I don't doubt that, and I know that there are normal Leclerc fans and normal Ferrari fans,
And
right?
normal Ferrari fans.
But I must say, it is a culture shock being in a team where some people are allowed to say the team is shit, but other people aren't allowed to say the team is shit. In word to Tommy Robertson, there's some two-tier policing going on here. I don't know, like, why is it okay for thee, but not okay for me? And, like, it should be fine for Hamilton fans to say, look, fine, the results haven't been great, but actually recently, do you know what I actually read today? They're like, the car's gone back, Hamilton's doing better, but the car's gone backwards. That must mean Hamilton's having negative effects on the car. It's like, are you guys fucking thick? Like, is this what you want? So you're happier with a faster car, which wasn't winning, but your boy was spamming a few podiums. Now the car isn't as quick, your boy still isn't as quick, but his teammates caught up, but that's bad. It doesn't make sense. It's not Formula One. And I'm just like, I'm done hiding from these, man. It's weird. Anyway, speaking of weirdos, let's not get our foot off next. Fernando Alonso, like, we've been doing this podcast like for nearly 5 years now, bro. Yeah.
Is it?
And it'll be 5 years in March. Fucking hell, mate. And time
literally me. Is it? I thought it was like 3 years. Jesus.
Yeah, like 5 years in March.
Bloody hell.
Bloody Nora. So in those 5 years, there's not been many constant themes. Formula One ebbs and flows. It changes. Regulation changes. Champion changes. Driver changes. Teams have changed names. Teams have come onto the grid. A constant in those 5 years has been Fernando Alonso's irrational displeasure with anything Lewis Hamilton does.
I quite like the OAP ongoing beef though. Like, I really enjoy how the oldest people on the grid have this tension that is just generational, you know? It flows through. It's like, it's seen on social media. It's just open and honest, and they just dislike each other so much, and I love it. Like, it's great.
It's so good. This beef started before this beef started, like, in 2007. Let me say, in 2007, the prominent social media website was Facebook. Like, we were still using Nokia phones at this point, right? It has lasted to we're 18 years down the road. And as Lewis pointed out, like, 18 years of, I cannot believe it.
18 years, that's a whole kid. Like, that's a whole adult, guys.
That guy's going to university. Like, Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton's beef is going to university this year. They're in Freshers Week right now. Like, insane.
For those who don't know, Nyashi, when did it actually start?
Okay, so it's good, yeah. Okay, so for those who don't know, right, and I think obviously we all know, Fernando Alonso, I think a lot of people know about the McLaren thing, right, but people don't realise, like, Fernando Alonso, you have to realise where he was in life when he went to McLaren, right? Fernando Alonso had just won 2 world titles. He was the man who had defeated the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Schumacher. He then goes to McLaren, right, as world champion. He is thinking he's getting a rookie teammate everything's set up for him. They've got the fastest car. Everything's set up for him to start attacking Michael Schumacher's 7 world titles, right? So he's going to start, like, he's on 2. If he gets in this McLaren car, God, there could be 3, 4, 5. He starts to become into the upper echelon of drivers. And you have to remember, at the time, Fernando was a young champion. I think he was 25 by the time he went to McLaren.
This is Fernando with the monobrow, by the way, guys.
It's a Fernando with the monobrow and the mullet and, like, you know, God knows, you know. So he basically goes to McLaren. Rookie Hamilton comes in and immediately is as quick as Fernando and basically doesn't bow down to Alonso. It gets tension, creeps up and creeps up and creeps up, you know, to the point where obviously in Hungary we have the whole Spygate issue where the spy, you know, basically Fernando holds up Lewis in the pit lane because they had to refuel the cars there, and he holds Lewis up, basically sabotages Lewis's lap. Ron Dennis is so pissed off that Fernando then goes, well, I'm going to threaten to tell on you guys. You guys have been spying. You've got documents from other teams, Ferrari namely. I'm going to fucking blow it up. Ron Dennis is like, well, now you've said that, I have to admit to the FIA that we've done this. They admit to the FIA that they've done that. McLaren basically start to favour Lewis throughout that season because obviously Fernando Alonso has to leave because, you know, he can't stay in that team. They have a world title fight. They end up on equal points, but Lewis on I can't remember how they ordered the points, but Lewis essentially, I think because he has more wins, maybe. Essentially ends up ahead of Fernando Alonso in his rookie season. Fernando Alonso leaves, which kind of sends Fernando down this like path of destruction and resentment where he never really ever has a top car again. And that resentment that Alonso has towards Lewis has very much stayed with Fernando, like his whole fucking career. The only time he let up and they were... Oh, sorry, come on.
But I will also say, though, is, sorry, that the most racist fans on the grid to ever exist are Fernando Alonso's. And that is why, right? And you got to remember, Fernando Alonso's fans are like late millennial boomers. So their racismo flows old money racismo. They're the people who are willing to do the blackface. They're the people who who don't go online and do it. They go to races and do the racismo, right?
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from. Sorry, continue.
No, and I think it's a really good point in that. Look, F1 fans are reflections of their driver, right? And I'm not saying Fernando is racist, but what I am saying is, much in the same way of like Max Verstappen, they embody very like old school ideals of what Formula One should be and what Formula One drivers should be. European ideals for sure. And Lewis Hamilton is the antithesis of that. And that means that he is then the subject of a lot of ire from particular fan bases because he is the opposite of what they think a man should be, a driver should be, you know, and whatever. But it is insane. I think no one else is going to say it, so I guess we'll be the podcast to say it. I think it's absolutely pathetic that nothing is ever said about how racist Fernando Alonso's fans are. And I think that is absolutely ridiculous that he's never come out and said that this is bad to the fans. I think there are a couple of quotes of like, you know, from the blackface thing a few years ago, and, you know, I think that he maybe tried to downplay that. But the online shit from Alonso fans, the only reason we were friends with Tommy is because he got racially abused so bad by Fernando Alonso fans, purely, by the way, for saying, I love Black F1 Twitter. Not even for saying Fernando Alonso is a fucking grumpy old bastard who needs to retire, like, ASAP. He just said, I love Black F1 Twitter, and he had the Spanish Armada in his fucking messages. They are the first to go to the George Floyd memes. They're doing now. Bruv, you see what they were doing with Photoshop?
Racism.
You see what they do with Photoshop? They've got AI now. They're doing pictures of Fernando Alonso shaking a monkey in a Ferrari suit. This is unacceptable, but it's just accepted because this is a racist sport, and they are the most racist of all the fan bases. And of course, from the slightest provocation, it takes nothing for them to just go into that mode. And I think they're a disgusting bunch of cunts. And I'm like, and I think they need to be called out on it because no one's willing to say, cut the shit.
Yeah.
Cut the shit. But he's not willing to say it. The sport aren't willing to say anything. Okay, fine. So we'll just have memes of Lewis Hamilton as a monkey. We'll have memes of Roscoe as George Floyd. Like, do you know how fucked that is?
And
it's not a minority, by the way.
Cut it off,
like, do you know what I mean?
please.
Like, do you know, it's not a minority. It's a fucking sizable amount of people. I think it's disgusting. Which is why, I don't know if you've seen that one. There's that one Ting who supports Fernando Alonso. I don't know if you've seen her on Twitter. But she's like, nice.
Oh, God. Anyway.
It's like, baby girl, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Pretty little young thing.
Duckies, please.
Start of the day for me. I'm going to go out and say it. Start of the day, George Russell.
Joint.
What more could you want from the boy? Do you know what? Today, maybe it's because we're recording at a different time. No, today, I don't care. I'm tired. I'm tired of sugarcoating shit. I didn't start a fucking podcast 5 years ago to sugarcoat some shit. I like George Russell. I think he's great. And I think that was a great drive. And look, I think I saw someone say on Twitter, like, George Russell will win a title and it will be like a Jensen Button title. And he will fade into obscurity afterwards. Like, he is not, I think, someone that's like going to dominate Formula One for years to come. I guess depends on the car, but you know, I just think he's harmless. And but I do like the fact that I think last year or a couple of years ago, you know, when there were mistakes from George Russell, the type of things that we have a go at Charles Leclerc that Charles Leclerc still does. And of course, you know, I haven't seen George bottle it on the big stage for a minute. If someone can, you know, obviously he crashed in qualifying or practice, but you know, everyone does that. I think, but I've not seen him, like, when the pressure is on, I've not seen him make a mistake this season, which is something that he did do previously. And I just think that's growth that Charles Leclerc hasn't shown yet. And I just think, yeah. So he's my star. Who's your star?
So that's my star too, George Russell. I think George Russell has proven himself consistently throughout the season. I think he adjusted well into his car. I think the person running the show at the moment is very disrespectful towards George and should actually cherish him. And I think he's well deserving of everything that's coming for him. What a lovely lad. And I take back everything I said about him. I don't even like calling him Woody anymore. I don't like calling him Woody.
God.
He does look like Woody, but I don't like it. I think we were just being really quite mean. I just don't like it. Like,
I feel like the Woody thing was affectionate. Loafers. I want to say, yeah, loafers. I invented the loafers nickname, and I stand by that because all he done was wear fucking loafers for years. Now he's got a bit more money. The shoe collection's come out. Like, he dresses better. You know what it is?
I'll say right now, yeah. Out of all the girlfriends on the grid, I like George's girlfriend because she's always there for him. Like, she's
classy as well. No,
yeah, she's a classy bird, bro. Like,
she, you know, I can imagine Carmen in the front of a sports car. You know them old school Mercedes sports car, handkerchief over her head. You
classy
know, maybe some leather gloves. Classy lady.
She's a nice.
Not like
chappy,
the others aren't.
like...
Not that the others aren't, but again, she's just not off. She's just not off the fucking the production rack of wherever these guys are getting their girlfriends from. They look so similar. Respectfully, not saying they're not beautiful.
They're all...
Just they're like NSYNC in the bye video.
Yeah,
like...
exactly. They're like release them, and then a driver comes in, he's like, "I want that one."
I want that one.
I want that one.
Anyway, no, respect to all the...
so, yeah, pick up George Russell. And I guess my donkey is Fernando Alonso always. Hold it. Every single time. Every single time. Fernando Alonso, you will always be a donkey on this podcast. You'll never find love from any of us. Never, ever, ever.
It'll be a cold day in hell.
I would rather shit in my hands and clap twice. I would rather shit in my hands and clap than ever give Fernando Alonso any love. Especially now that you've just told us that little bedtime story, Nyashi, of where it all began.
There's more.
No.
There's even more.
Yeah, there's way more.
There's more as well. And the thing is as well with Lando is that, how do I put this? But it's like, you are like, it's so funny watching him be so bothered by Lewis, and Lewis, like, since the day he walks into F1, has been so like, oh, this fucking guy, like, doesn't give a shit about him. Obviously, when they're on track, they race hard. And the funny thing is, when they're on track, it's magic. Like, when they're able to race each other, you know, we've seen it Hungary a few years ago. Obviously, you know, they had I think there's been a couple other races where they've been able to race each other. Obviously, they had the incident in Belgium where, you know, I think that was Lewis's fault, but that's like the only time I can remember where they've actually made contact with each other. Every other time, they've been great. So, you know, I just think, Fernando, like, grow up, man. Like, it's not that. And also, it was for, like, 7th place, bro. Like, relax.
You have to scare in the hose, like...
You are scaring the host. And also, do you remember when Fernando Alonso was pretending that he was dating Taylor Swift? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We passed that one, didn't we?
I forgot about that one.
Everyone forgot about that one. Right, the fucking 40-year-old man that wouldn't deny he was dating Taylor Swift when he clearly wasn't. You fucking loser. Fucking loser.
Fernando.
Oh my god. Fernando. So yeah, my donkey. My donkey. Oh shit. My donkey is what's his name? Christian Horner. Christian Horner, stop calling teams up and asking to be their team manager, bro. Give it up. Fetch is not going to happen when it comes to you.
Like, he is such a disdained shit stain on any team that he enters. Like, the smell is still on him when he comes to the door. Like, nobody wants to do business with you, bro.
He's still got a weird case. Like, why is he around? Get out of here, bro. Christian Horner,
Jerry's threatening
please.
to leave him. That's why he's like, I need to make money before Jerry realizes that I'm broke.
I forgot to mention this like last race that like he was texting into F1 and like Crofty was reading out his text and it's like, bro, it's over. It is over.
He was texting in. That's so neaky. Do you know how neaky that is?
He's texting in like it was Sunday night radio drive time. Hey, Crofty, just me and the girls about to go out. Could you play Taylor Swift for us, please? Get the fuck out of here. You're washed.
That's so sad. That is so, really so sad.
Really sad.
That's
really
sad. You're a sad act, mate.
But you know what? They're saying he was going to go to Ferrari. They're pushing for it. They're pushing for it because Fred obviously is like...
I don't think so. We can't have him at Ferrari.
Happen.
That's not going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen, man. But, you know, who knows? Who knows with that? But I just want to say, I just wanted to get a little digging. I want to get a little digging in Christian Horner. But I'm looking at the race finishes here. The first Singapore Grand Prix where everyone finished. Second Singapore Grand Prix in a row with no safety car. Pointless race. Get it off the calendar. I'm sick and tired of having these tracks where you can't overtake. What is the point? Anyway. That's neither here nor there. Thandie, any more for any more?
I would actually like to apologise to Alex Album's girlfriend. I did not know you were Asian. I'm very blind, actually. I would not have said that if I knew you were Asian.
That's worse. So you're saying you saw her, but you're blind?
No, like I'm not. Like I'm very blind. Like I am.
You're blind. You're blind to it. Yeah, you're blind to it.
I'm ignorantly blind. Right?
You don't know who these people's girlfriends are. Therefore,
I don't know who they are. Like I'm not looking out for the girlfriends, basically. I would like to apologize if I offended anybody, because I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just trying to say that there's a lot of basic white bitches just coming out of this factory, and I'm not confused.
Respectfully. And look, respectfully, and we wouldn't be talking about it as much if they weren't being fucking shoved down our throats every 2 minutes.
Throats, like I'm literally. I'm choking on white women right now.
Feel like Seal.
There you go. It's too much. Please.
It's literally too. I look. I'm not lactose intolerant, but even I can't handle this much milk. Okay, like it's enough. It's enough. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time, everyone. We're gonna get cancelled, man.
How's cottage cheese made?
Cottage cheese is weird as well because it's kind of like, I wouldn't even say cottage cheese. Have you seen cottage cheese?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say cottage cheese is like. Sometimes I say, you know what? We're going to get up this because, yeah. So, thank you for watching. If if you made it this far. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Yes.
Thandie, do you have any words for our dearly departed Roscoe?
Oh, buddy. You're in a better place. Stop it right now. Stop. Stop. You're in a better place, buddy. He's just in a better place. He's up there with Coco. Yeah. Like, Coco loves you. And you know what? If you can guide us to a little something, do something up there to have a little word with God, with Geodu, with a big man. Just one last championship, Roscoe.
One last championship, Roscoe. Like, if you can just deliver us, like, do you know what? Like, Roscoe. Well, surely next year there's a championship. Roscoe, Coco, and Nelson Mandela are all in the same place, bro.
Do you get
surely there's a championship coming. Surely.
Roscoe. Who else is it? Harambe. Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Whitney.
And Coco. Whitney.
Biggie. No, he wasn't a good person.
I don't. He was no, even that actually. No. Let's leave it at that. Well, even her as well. Sorry, yeah, no, she's got allegations on her as well. Let's keep it to that original.
Nelson.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
He has allegations as well, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, yeah.
Mike Tyson's tiger.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, all the little animals in heaven. Bubbles, man.
MJ's
Too pure for
bubbles.
this. MJ's bubbles. But look, actually, like, I think someone said like Roscoe was the most, the biggest sporting pet or celebrity pet, and then obviously probably was it.
Yeah, and then I said Mike Tyson's tiger and Bubbles.
I think Roscoe is bigger than the tiger. I think he's below Bubbles.
Yeah, Bubbles is the
Definitely.
most famous.
Bubbles is definitely the
Bubbles
most famous.
is my MJ used to do sign language with Bubbles. However, here's another observation I had. You know what? Like Lewis Hamilton, MJ, same group chat, same energy. Like I don't know if you guys see it. Like this, they're basically the same person. Like the way they talk, very feed the world, very peaceful, very. You know, do you like their tone? Very,
very much so. Very, you know what? That's just greatness. That's what greatness sounds like.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to leave you before we offend anyone else. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. If you're on Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. If you're on Apple, please leave us a review. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, if you want an ad-free stream, there is a Patreon there. Thank you to our supporters, and we will see you next week. And obviously, Thandie will see you for Kota, which is in a couple of weeks. And yeah, thanks for rocking with us.
Thanks for rocking with us. Sorry if we offended you. Yeah, and it's not that we don't. You know what? Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Love you. Keep it on the black stuff. All of them things there. Bye.